So in today's video, I'm going to give you a tour of my home office setup that I've designed for maximum efficiency. It's designed so I can get more work done in less time and make more of an impact with the time that I have, and build businesses that are more impactful with that time I have available to me. So if you're someone that likes this kind of stuff, that wants to build businesses to make more of an impact and wants to get more done in less time, then consider subscribing, because that's exactly the kind of content you're going to get on this channel. Now, this is a little bit different to the normal kind of videos I would do. I've started doing more videos of an entrepreneurial nature. I'm trying to do 2 videos a week. So on Mondays, we talk mindsets, how to become a better entrepreneur, make more of an impact as a person. And then on Thursdays, we talk tactics, ground level stuff myself and our team is using in order to be able to grow our revenue and grow our impact. Now, I love the fact that I work out of a home office. I run 4 different businesses from this small little 10 by 10 room in my house. And some people might not like that. And some people think that, the sooner I can have an office with a nice view, the better I will feel about my business. And for me, I'm really passionate about being as efficient as I can be with what we have available to us. And so keeping overheads down, keeping our business lean, whilst also building a team that is remote, that works flexibly from wherever they are in the world. One of the things I'm really passionate about as we grow our business. And so I'm going to really try and keep this going for as long as I can. Our team is growing, our operations are growing, and there are extra stresses and things like that. But I'm going to try and keep working out of my home office for as long as I physically can. We operate businesses that are very flexible. They are leveraged on different things like Amazon, like just different internet systems. So we don't need necessarily office space at this moment. And I love the fact that when my kids get home from school, I can run down the stairs and see them, and 10 seconds I'm there. When I need to go pick them up from school or go to some school event or do anything like that needs my flexibility, it's just so easy to do, and I'm going to hold on to that for as long as I can. But up until around about 6 months ago, I was actually working from my dining room table. I like the idea of going to coffee shops and working in different places each day. It's one of the things I enjoyed, but what I realized in that enjoyment was that I wasn't being as efficient as I could be. And more important than me enjoying myself was me actually using the time that I have to achieve those things that I wanted to achieve. Of course, enjoying life is important, but I also wanted to, do more in less time, so I had more time available to spend with my kids, spend with my friends, do those things that I loved. And I realized that with this idea of just kind of working out my dining room and then having to set up each time I was going to do a video, and then I was going to go out to a coffee shop, I was like, the travel time there and back, and just the distraction that can bring, because when we lose our focus, we have to regain it. And so, traveling between venues, it just messes with that. And I realized I wasn't getting anywhere near as much progress made in my business, and I wanted to become more efficient with my time. So I decided to create this office setup, use one of the spare rooms we had in our house, and take some of that time and money that I was putting into that thing that I was enjoying but wasn't getting as much done as I would like. And so I invested it in some office equipment and a bit of a setup that's certainly nothing special. And I'm not trying to do this to wow you. I suppose want to show you you can run something efficient from a small space, and what kind of little things I'm doing just to make sure it's nice and efficient. My goal with this was to A, enjoy the space I was in, so it was a pleasure to come to work, and then B is I wanted to be more efficient with my time so that I didn't have to set loads of things up. It wasn't a case of setting things up for 20 minutes every day to get some work done, but at the flick of a button, I could be ready to get things done. So let me show you around a bit about how I did that and what I've done. First and foremost, we've got this side over here, the back of the office, which is designed as to be like a bit of a backdrop. So when I'm recording videos, it's something a bit more interesting than my ugly mug. This center thing at the back here is all like foam squares that are, the idea was to dampen the sound in the room, because it is like an empty room, empty bedroom, and there's quite a lot of reverb. And now when I'm using the black Yeti mic, the blue Yeti mic, whatever it's called, that I'll talk about in a moment, the sound is actually way better than this over the camera mic that I'm using right now, which you can probably tell. So the idea with those was to try and dampen the sound to make this one a bit more usable. I don't think it's really had the effect that I wanted it to. Maybe let me know if you can tell the difference in the audio in the comments below. But yeah, I wasn't really too happy with the dampening effect of, I've got 12 there, like 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter squares. I've got 12 there, and then I've got another 12 up behind me, which I'll show you in a minute. And so for all of that, I didn't really feel like there was much of a difference, but it still provides what I think is a relatively nice feature behind there. It's mounted a little bit away from the walls, which I will show you. I just kind of mounted it on some 2x4 just away from the wall a little bit, and then I've got like a Philips Hue light strip there, which means it's controllable by Alexa, it's controllable by the app, which I love these kind of gadgets. I'm a bit of a geek, I suppose, with stuff like that, and it means that I can change the color. Alexa, change office lights to blue. Which I think is kind of cool if I want to just change the feel of a video or make it just different to the last one. I didn't want to have to keep setting up loads of different things to make it look cool in the background or change things in the background. So that was just a little way of doing that. And I kind of like the idea of changing the lights depending on the time of day and all that kind of stuff. So that is how that works. Alexa, change office lights to warm white.
Okay.
So obviously then the next thing is we do have the Alexa. It's nothing fancy, it's just an Echo Dot, and I got it on Amazon Prime Day, and so it was like £22 or something crazy cheap. Actually provides pretty good sound. I like listening to music. I can just be like, Alexa, play Focus playlist.
Pure Focus from Apple Music.
And she plays Pure Focus from Apple Music, which is a playlist I really enjoy. Another one I enjoy is Study Beats on there, and I also enjoy stuff like Chill Hop and Pure Mellows, just stuff like that. That's like it's just nice background music that helps me stay focused on what I'm doing. So that's that. And then I've got a little just like a little wireless charger here for my AirPods. I try not to charge my phone on it because I try and keep my phone out of my office most of the time, as I've talked about in other videos, to help me stay focused. And then I've got just a nice sort of scented candle here just to make it smell nice, a nice essential oils air diffuser there, which I've talked about in loads of videos before, but I actually do use it because it's nice just to create a nice atmosphere in the room. And then I suppose the only other thing on this back wall are these images here. I've got one either side. This one here is an image of a moon. And it says focus and move the one thing with this little domino thing here. And this is inspired by the book The One Thing. I think it's by a guy called Gary Keller, and it's a really great book that I highly recommend. In it, he talks about what is the one thing that you can do that just by doing it makes everything else easier. And the whole idea of this domino and the moon was that he talked about a 2-inch domino in the book, and if you push that domino, the weight of it can actually topple something behind it that is 50% larger than itself. And if you were to extrapolate that, I think it was like 20 times, it would then reach to the Eiffel Tower. And if you go on and keep going through that process, there's certain different things he says it's as big as, and I think it's about 50, somewhere between 50 and 70. Sorry, it's a bit sketchy, but it's been a while. But the essence is there. Basically, it would reach to the moon. So from this little domino, just 50% each time. If you just push that one domino, then eventually it's gonna reach the moon. And I'm someone that's got big goals, big dreams, but I can too easily get distracted by those big goals and dreams, or frustrated that I haven't achieved them yet. So this is my kind of reminder, just to focus on the domino, focus on that little thing that I know each day I can come in, I can push the domino. I can push something that big. I can work on one thing that just by doing that moves everything else forward behind it. So that's kind of the focus with that. And then this one over here is it says on it impact, and it says what good is impact if it only impacts me. And it's like got some stars and some space stuff here, because I just really want the impact of my life to go beyond just what my time is on this planet. I want it to make an impact beyond me, and I just love the idea of the scale of the universe, and that there is an infinite amount of impact that we could make with our lives. And so yeah, this one for me really just keeps me grounded and centered, because as our businesses grow and as we could do nice things with our life and do enjoy life, it just keeps me centered on the fact that this isn't just about me. It's not just about my family, although I do work hard to provide a good life for them. It's about the impact that we can make together on the world and try and make the world a better place. So try not to be too twee with that and fancy, but yeah, just there's only so much money can buy, and beyond just money itself, there's a whole load of fulfillment, the other side of that, and I think that comes from helping people, making an impact. So that's kind of what that's about. So then over to the other side of the room. Like I say, it's not a big room. It's nothing too fancy, but it does the job. It's efficient for what we're trying to achieve. This chair here is a Song Mix, which are a great brand to study if you're interested in selling on Amazon. They're a great brand because they do, a lot of revenue. They're a private label brand. And they do some big bulky stuff. So it's not the usual kind of small and light stuff. They do big bulky furniture, and it's good price, good quality. This is nice and padded. It's like really thick padded. You probably can't see it in the video, but it's nice and thick. You've got the armrests here, which you can lift up and just have a bit more room if you want, or bring down. And again, nice and padded. The chair I had before, these were hard, and it just, when you're sitting there for a while, it got hard. So I know first world problems, right? But I really enjoy that. Nice big high back. I'm 6'7", so I need that nice high back to be able to lean back and medal and scheme. So that's good. Really enjoy that chair. And then the desk is a flexi spot, variable desk, variable height desk, sit stand desk that you can manually adjust here, up and down. And then it's got like 3 savable settings, so I can set one to this height when I'm sitting down, a sort of a mid height. I've got a stool back there that I can sometimes sit on for a bit of a change up, and then a standing height, which, as you can imagine, at 6'7", is all the way up. I really enjoy that, and I would recommend, if you can, afford it, if you've got the space, like a standing desk is really great. And before that, before I got this, I just bought one of those £20 height extendable sort of things that you can sit your laptop on. So it doesn't need to be expensive if you can't afford it right now, but want to do something that helps you be more active when you're working, that could be a good option. So, and then we've got the Blue Yeti microphone over here. Like I say, this is, my whole goal with this, the tech side of the setup is, I do love a bit of tech. I'm a bit of a geek on that front, but I just wanted to create the most optimal kind of, environment I could. So it's nice and easy to set up. It's like a flick of a switch and it's ready to go. And this microphone is really good quality. It's all plugged in through like a USB hub at the back there. And literally all I need to do is pull that out and I'm ready to go. If I want to record a tutorial, update some training in one of our training programs, or record something for one of our team members to show them how to do something, it's just like with sort of like screen capture software, then like this is like just so super easy to set up. So I love that. Obligatory coffee mug, obviously that kind of fuels the life, and then a pen thing, which is, I don't know why I got that because I don't really use pens these days. And then these things over here are a really great recent addition. They are like these stands here are light stands. They're sort of desk light stands that are like £20. I think they were the Amazon Basics ones. I'm not going to link all this stuff up and be like, hey, check it out from the link in the description, because I can't be bothered. But you can find them on Amazon, or pretty much all of this was bought on Amazon, and I practice what I preach. And then mounted on them, my wife says these are like little mini football stadium spotlights, like the floodlights at the stadiums. But they're just like these Niwa LED lights, again, which you can find on Amazon. Niwa are another great brand to study. They're doing a crazy amount of revenue on some sort of electrical goods. And so they're mounted on, I think the lights were like £80 for the 2 of them. So all in all, it's about £120. So a little bit of expense again, which obviously is not going to be ideal for everyone, and a lot of people won't need them, but I'm recording a lot of tutorials, a lot of videos, do live Q&A, stuff like that. So they're really helpful for that, because before I would have like a light box that either would take up a whole load of space behind it, or would be on the side and would mean that it was dark over this side. And so those were a really good investment for efficiency, because whereas before I would have had to set up, before I had this office, like setting up to record a video was like, make sure the background's tidy, all the kids' toys are out of the way, and all that kind of stuff. Make sure like last Tuesday's dinner was cleaned up off the table, But now it's just like super efficient. So I literally just need to flick on a button and they're ready to go. And then in terms of like one of the things that I talked about, enjoyment and my enjoyment of coming and working, one of the big investments in that was this monitor, this 27-inch. It's an LG 4K monitor, which, having got used to the MacBook, the Retina screen from the MacBook, it was then hard to go to, again, first world problems, I know, but it was hard to go to like a standard definition larger monitor, because I wanted something that was bigger to be able to edit stuff and see stuff a bit better. But then when the definition wasn't as good, it's like it's a really downgrade on your experience from the MacBook. So I sort of saved for a while and thought I'm going to plan towards this, and I didn't get it straight away because it's like £300, so it's a lot for a monitor, but I decided after a while that, I work hard and I spend a lot of time looking at this thing, so I might as well get something that I enjoy looking at that's going to help me work more efficiently. And again, like I say, if it can be something that excites me to come and work hard, then that's going to be good for the growth of my business. So I try to see it as like an investment, but think of that what you will. And then I've got the MacBook Pro 13-inch, like a 2016 model, nothing fancy. It's been going really well for me, so keep going with that. And then I've got it plugged into obviously the monitor, but also like a USB hub at the back there, which powers the microphone, and then this little camera up here. That's like a webcam for when we're doing like Q&As and stuff like that. And then we've got the sort of wireless Apple keyboard and trackpad. Nothing, again, too fancy or even that interesting. But the reason I got that set up there, the MacBook at the back there, I think it just looks clean and tidy. People say tidy space, tidy mind, and I really subscribe to that. I think environment is so important to working hard and getting a lot out of the time you put in. If everything's messy, then you're going to be like, all over the place. But thankfully, I've managed to create a bit of a tidy space so it helps me be efficient and get more done. So I think that's pretty much everything, apart from these cards, a couple of cards on my desk. Valentine's card from the wife, Dwight Schrute, what a legend. US Office, one of the best shows ever. If you like the US Office, smash that like button and let me know. And then a Christmas card from my son. Obviously, it's a while past Christmas now, but I once got a card from my son and threw it in the recycling after a while because I was having a tidy up, and he found it and he was distraught. So lesson learned, I better keep at least one of his cards on my desk. This one is a great one because my son loves memories, and this is, I suppose, a testament to what I always talk about in terms of doing things with your time that make a difference. And for me, one of the biggest impacts I make, and when I talk about making an impact, it's not that you'd create the next startup that heals cancer, or obviously if you do, please do that would be amazing. But for some of you, the greatest impact you could have is just spending more time with your kids. And I love the impact I get to make in my son's life and my kids' lives, because he talks in this card about moments. I don't know if you can see it, but moments. My kid, he loves memories and the memories that I make with him. And so these things won't mean anything to you, but it's like me and him playing table tennis, and he wrote 17 points because that was the record amount of times that we hit it back and forth between each other. And then there's in the lounge movie night, because he loves having movie nights, and then there's cuddle times in the bedroom, and his toothless teddy that we got him in his bedroom, and then the bathroom, and he says no moments really, because there's of course no memories in the bathroom. Just such a funny sense of humour. At least it makes me laugh. But like I say, that's pretty much it, and it's kind of the whole setup for the office. So nothing too fancy, but it kind of gets the job done. It gets me efficient when I'm working, and I suppose hopefully it provides a little bit of an interesting backdrop for you when you watch my video. So let me know what you thought in the comments below. Like I say, it's a bit of a different video for me. Don't usually do this kind of stuff because I'm not really sure if people even are that bothered. If you're not, fine, hit that thumbs down button. I'll know for next time. But if you are, let me know what you thought, and anything else, any other videos that you might like us to create, just to let you in, I suppose, on the inner workings of the day-to-day of the Donovan world. But been great to have you along. If you do want to learn more about how I do structure my days, the different things that I do to get more done in less time, then I did make this video here all about how I sort of structure my days to focus and get more done. So check that one out. If you've liked the video, like I say, smash that like button just to let me know. And if you're not yet, please do subscribe so you get more and more content coming into you like this one. All right, I'll see you in the next one real soon.